I've got breaking right now in Washington, D.C. Our very own Connell McShane is at the MLB All-Star Game because he gets all the tough assignments. And he's got a very special guest. Connell.
Well, it's interesting, Charles. They're excited here in Washington to be talking not about politics for a day, but about baseball, hosting their first All-Star Game since back in 1969 when it was the Senators, not the Nationals, calling the nation's capital home. And I do have a very special guest speaking just moments ago to Alex Rodriguez before he set off to take part in the Fox Sports pregame coverage for the All-Star Game. And I talked to A-Rod about some of his own memories about playing in this big game. Here it is.
It was a dream come true. I mean, besides the World Series, there's no bigger day in baseball than the All-Star Game. And I remember as a young boy growing up watching the Mets games, and Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, Gary Carter all had white cleats. And I remember when I got to my first All-Star Game in 1996, I said, boy, I asked the commissioner, can I wear white cleats? And he let me, and it was just a great thrill. You're amongst the best players in the world, and entering that clubhouse, it feels like, wow, I've arrived.
It's funny. I think we're a similar age, and I grew up in New York, and I remember the exact same thing. Keith Hernandez, who you've worked with on Fox as well with the white cleats. The game, though, has changed not only since then, but even since you've played a little bit. There's so much data. There's so much analytics now. We know just about everything. Defensive shifts, you name it. What do you make of the changes we've seen in baseball? Not over the last 40 years, but even the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's good and bad. Okay. And I think sabermetrics is great, and there's an enormous space for it in baseball. I just think it's not everything at all. Baseball is a human game. There's a heartbeat involved. There's moods. There's injuries. There's character. There's DNA. And, you take a guy like Johnny Damon, who was my teammate, one of the main reasons why we were world champs in '09. And if you just get a scorecard, or if you just put algorithms about who is Johnny Damon, he's going to come out kind of middle of the road, just like Dustin Pedroia. But when you kind of reveal everything that they have to offer, they become A-plus players.
Right.
So you have to be careful not to just lean on sabermetrics 100%. You have to use it, but also use judgment and use your eyes. Like a good point guard, you can't forget to look up.
Keep that head up. So some good advice from A-Rod, who is actually quite insightful on all of these issues, business of baseball type issues. And the full interview can be seen on the Fox Business Network Facebook page. Alex and the rest of them getting ready for that pregame show, which begins at the top of the hour on FS1. They'll move over to the Fox Broadcast Network at 7:30 before the first pitch of the 8 o'clock hour. Charles, a lot of excitement here in Washington. There's a Nationals pitcher starting the game, Max Scherzer. The American League just wrapping up their batting practice, so should have a fun night. Looks like the weather's going to hold up after some rain earlier on.
All right, enjoy yourself, my friend. I'm just a little jealous, not a lot, just a little. All right, Connell, see you.